Alright, so peep this. Last video, I covered Kurama's Dark Tournament run, and we learned that even despite his lackluster 3-3 record compared to the likes of an undefeated nigga like Kie, my boy Kurama still put up an elite performance during the Dark Tournament, both in and out the ring. And seeing how much y'all been rocking with the Yu Yu Hakusho content, I gotta hit you niggas with another one of these Dark Tournament run videos, this time with my nigga Kurama. His run of matches starts out on a high note, with this first fight against Roto of Team Rokuyukai. This comes right off Kurama's loss to Rinku's scary ass. I'm still on this shit. That little nigga got popped by Kurama's Spirit Sword once and wanted nothing to do with him afterwards. So with Team Urameshi down 0-1, Kurama decides to step in and secure a quick W. And let me tell you right now, do not let the pretty boy look fool you. This nigga Kurama is an absolute demon! Both figuratively and literally. Hiei on the sideline tells him to make sure his opponent doesn't leave the ring alive, and Kurama turns back to bro like, nigga, you already know how I move. Had me sitting up a little watching for the first time. Okay Kurama, go ahead and fry this fucking nigga. Roto starts the action off, running it at Kurama, transforming his arm partially into a blade and sending slashes at him, and Kurama so effortlessly dodges it. Nigga doesn't even gotta open his eyes to avoid Roto's attacks, making bro look completely sorry. Roto tries slashing again, but this time when Kurama evades, he pulls up right behind bro, ready to end the fight, only for Roto's bitch ass to tell Kurama he has his human mother in danger, which causes Kurama to freeze for a split second before dodging an incoming slash that ends up grazing his cheek. And let me say, Team Rokuyukai really a bunch of lame ass niggas right now. First we had Rinku running from the Kuwabara fade, and now it's Roto out here taking Kurama's mom hostage, which now that I think about it, how did this nigga even know to do this? Like it wasn't guaranteed he'd even be fighting Kurama. So what if he was going against any other Team Urameshi member? Then his plan would have been cooked from the start. This nigga's an idiot! Anyway, Roto explains to Kurama that he has his brother posted up outside his crib in the human world, and with the push of a button, his brother will up-pole and slime his mom out. So pretty much, if Kurama doesn't want Roto pressing that button, he gotta stand in the ring and take the L. As Roto starts going in on Kurama, letting his pee-wee hands fly, Kurama for some reason flicks a pebble at bro. Had this nigga befuddled for a second. Nigga so ass, a pebble to the head caused his brain to soft reset. When he finally comes to, he gets mad as hell at Kurama, damn near pushing the button over a pebble. But instead, he tells Kurama to fold his hands behind his back and let him hit him, which Kurama does. And let me tell you right now, Roto might actually be the sorriest participant we see this entire tournament. He starts throwing a barrage of these flimsy ass punches that really don't do shit but bruise Kurama a bit. And to make it even worse, this nigga gasses out before his hits can do any significant damage and has to switch over to using his blade hand. And bro still has the nerve to be acting like he's big shit, talking down to Kurama while he's out of breath, mind you.
This nigga is trash.
Roto really tries to press Kurama, holding his blade up to his face, but my guy Kurama is not fazed by this fraud whatsoever. Seeing that, Roto damn near crashes out, slicing at Kurama's face again, thinking he's still in control. Roto tells Kurama to lick the dirt off his boot, but Kurama's not going for none of that. So Roto hits him with a quick reminder that, with the push of a button, his mom will be put in a pack. Kurama doesn't even flinch, he basically says, "Do it, pussy, you not about it for real?" And just look at Buddy's face when he heard that. The cold sweat started running instantly. He tried to gaslight Kurama, saying he's no better than him, but Kurama's not trying to hear all that. Once again, he tells him, nigga, quit all that yap, stop being pussy, and push the button. After that final push from Kurama, Roto finally breaks and presses the button, but before he can go through with it, all of a sudden, he's frozen in place. That's when Kurama walks up, takes the remote out of his hand, and just blatantly aura farms. My guy hits a whole ass pose while explaining how he won the fight. And I can't lie, that pose is tough as hell. Not to mention, Kurama's fit in general, he got that shit on. Honestly, when it comes to fits, Yu Yu Hakusho might be top 1. There ain't a single nigga in this show that don't got that shit on. Back to the fight. Kurama explains how when he threw that pebble earlier, it was just a diversion to keep Roto's attention away from the death plant seed he threw at the exact same time. Once the seed was planted, well,
Ball game.
with the seed just waiting to sprout at any second, Kurama hits his cold aura-filled walkaway while Roto starts begging like,
"Please, big bro Kurama, I was just trolling about sliming out your mom. I was just rage baiting."
nigga, fuck you. Kurama packs Roto up, securing Team Urameshi's first W of the Dark Tournament, putting himself at a strong 1-0 start. And he doesn't stop there, cause he keeps this strong performance rolling into his next fight against Gamba. From the hoe ass, cheating ass, bitch ass, man, fuck this fucking stupid bitch ass. Okay, I've cooled off, but how I feel still stands. This cheating ass team can eat a dick. Anyway, back to the fight. Gamma pulls out a pair of paintbrushes and using some sort of magical demon paint powers gives himself a power boost. Nigga looking like he using the Kaioken, but even with this power up, my guy Kurama is too cool to care. Man, aura farming off the wind coming from bro. Gamma rushes in fast as shit, got my guy Kurama looking confounded. But he gets his shit together just in time to dodge the incoming punch. He tries to keep his distance, but Gamma is on his ass throwing them bitches, which Kurama has no problem weaving, or at least that's what it seems. The pressure from Gamma's attacks gets to Kurama, and my boy gets caught slipping, both figuratively and literally. He ends up getting his leg marked, and that leg instantly feels like it's carrying the same weights Rock Lee was wearing. Kurama gets up and tries to put some distance between them, but that leg is cooked. Gamma speed blitzes him and marks him 3 more times, leaving Kurama completely stuck in place. And tell me why this dude Gamma just starts flexing his free movement right in front of Kurama. The moment he froze him, he started hopping around like, ooh, make a move, nigga. Oh, wait, you can't. Gamma charges in to land a killing blow, only for Kurama to end this dude in one of the most awful ways I've ever seen. He turns his head at the last second, the ring goes dark, and Kurama's rose whip slices clean through Gamma. When the lights come back on, Kurama's posed up while Gamma's in the air, looking like he just got hit with a dramatic finish. As Gamma drops to his knees in pain, we see Kurama with his rose whip wrapped around his hair. My guy packed Gamma up with a hair accessory, switches up the pose and secures his second straight W, putting him at a clean 2-0 start. And he's still not done running these W's up, cause he's up for the very next match against Toya, but there's an issue. He still has the marks from his previous fight with Gamma, which are now blocking off his spirit energy, and he needs to wait for them to wear off. He tries yapping it up with Toya to buy some time, but Toya ain't with the chatting. Bro gets straight into the action, charging in and freezing over the ring while creating a barrier to isolate the stage. With the stage set, Toya makes his first move, shooting sharp shards of ice at Kurama, who is able to jump out the way, but not without getting nicked a few times. Kurama tries running around the ring to avoid Toya, but it's no use. This nigga Toya is automatic with the ice shards. He ends up making Kurama hit the ground so hard, when he gets up, he's damn near doing the Vegeta pose. Just instead of grabbing his arm, my nigga clutching his side. Kurama's in a tough spot, trying to come up with a way to access his spirit energy, while also dodging Toya's Crystal Ice Mirrors type attack. Then as he notices his hands bleeding, something in his mind clicks. Nigga moving like Lethal Shooter, talking about some I understand it now. Kurama starts running again, rubbing his bloody hands over the markings Gamma painted on him, explaining how if Gamma's blood is what's keeping the seal active, using his own blood might override it. And surprisingly, it works. To an extent. Kurama almost manages to swing his rose whip, but that seal kicks in before he can get anything going. According to Toya, Kurama would need to bleed himself dry just to overpower the seal. Seeing that the marks have Kurama's spirit energy on maximum lockdown, Toya keeps up the onslaught of ice shards, putting Kurama on his ass. But to his surprise, Kurama still gets up, so Toya switches tactics, forming a Vegito Spirit Sword out of ice and rushing him, only to miss every single strike. Nah, like for real though, this is some stinky work from Toya. How you push Kurama to the edge while he's already handicapped and still can't land a hit? Nigga got Kurama looking like he trained with Whis before the Dark Tournament. After going like a smooth 0 for 32, Toya finally lands a strike to Kurama's arm, knocking him to the ground, but Kurama's not done yet. In fact, he's got things right where he wants them. He takes off running once again with Toya chasing, and as Toya springs forward to land the finishing blow, Kurama sprouts a death plant from his own arm. Everyone's shocked. We see Toya's ice blade inches away from Kurama, while Kurama's death plant is already impaled straight through Toya's gut. Bro's baffled, wondering how Kurama could even use his death plant without access to spirit energy, until he notices that Kurama had planted a death seed in his own arm. This nigga Kurama really a demon. My guy wasn't scared to death seed himself if it meant getting the W. As Toya collapses from being impaled, Kurama's still aura farming, hitting him with a whole talk no jutsu speech before striking another pose, before going unconscious on his feet. The nigga makes sure he looks clean even when he's not awake. With that, Kurama secures another W, pushing his win streak to 3 in a row with no losses. For his next match, we jump ahead to the semifinals, where Kurama goes up against this goofy looking little nigga, Ura Urashima. But don't let the goofy look fool you. This dude was actually going toe to toe with Kurama's rose whip while using a fishing pole. Bro pulled out the super rod straight from one of the Pokemon fishermen and started going crazy. The two start clashing, but as they're going back and forth, Kurama begins hearing voices. It's not him losing his mind though. It's Ura Urashima speaking to him telepathically, asking Kurama to pack him up, which I mean, with how Kurama's been moving, he really didn't need to ask. Kurama stay ready to send a nigga to the afterlife. Ura Urashima gives Kurama this whole sob story, which I'm not gonna lie, we do not care. But to give a little context, he basically says if he doesn't kill Kurama, his grandma's gonna end up like one of them RDC grandma clips.
Have you ever experienced ghosts? My grandma got dragged out of her bed last night.
Granddad got crossed in basketball and bounced his head off the concrete. Prayers.
Umaga during tonight said my grandma got power bombed this morning. Pray.
Now, Kurama, even though he's an absolute demon in the ring, is still a good dude at heart, so he tells Ura Urashima he'll help him fake his death to keep his grandma from getting packed. With the plan set, Ura Urashima hits the most obvious fake trip I've ever seen. Like, deadass, who are you fooling with that? Bro tripped over his own leg, come on now. Kurama swings his rose whip to finish him, but at the last second, Ura Urashima flips the script, dodging the whip, wrapping Kurama up in his fishing line, and then slashes him across the chest, completely fucking up the fit. And where he really went wrong, bro had the audacity to crush Kurama's rose while he's down, laughing like he just did something, talking about how he knew he could play Kurama because he's too nice. Nah, he just called Kurama sweet. He really must not have been watching the previous matches, cause he's playing with the wrong one. Ura Urashima starts chasing Kurama around, swinging his fishing pole and missing every hit. But before I can even call him sorry, he reveals he was missing on purpose. We zoom out and see the entire ring surrounded by razor sharp strings. Bro pulled a Doflamingo birdcage. Not gonna lie, this nigga kinda cooking. And he takes it even further, pulls out a little box that releases special air that if someone other than the user breathes it in, they revert to their past self. Usually that means for a normal nigga turning into a kid again, which honestly is a solid plan. I can't even hate. He had Kurama right where he wanted him. Only problem is, Kurama is no normal nigga. As he inhales the air, Kurama starts seeing flashbacks of his mom and his past. Ura Urashima starts laughing, thinking it's over, but then he notices Kurama's energy is gone. He looks around, confused, and that confusion quickly turns into pure fear, like full-on courage the cowardly dog noises. The energy he feels off Kurama has him shook. Then we cut back to Kurama, and it's honestly a staple for him to aura farm in every match. Watch how he forms a fox out of smoke, and when it fades, we see Yoko Kurama posed up. The aura is radiating off this man. Ura Urashima literally falls on his ass from the aura alone. Kurama, now fully juiced up, pulls out a seed that sprouts into a demon-eating plant with acid spit. Like I said before, Kurama got no problem catching a body. But before he does, he wants answers, so he starts interrogating Ura Urashima, and this nigga folds instantly. Bro starts snitching with zero hesitation. I can't even be mad at bro. My guy, do you see that thing? Shit, I'd sing like a bird. But before he can finish ratting, he catches a sword to the neck, gets packed instantly and clearing out the smoke in the arena. And not only does Kurama win this match, pushing his record to 4-0, but the announcer immediately starts glazing him in his fox form. Bro's aura farming, he got the demon huzz on him, this nigga moving like anime Duke Dennis. With his 4-0 record, Kurama ties Hiei for the most wins and stays undefeated with one more match left in the finals. And I can already see someone in the comments typing, "You forgot about his fight with Blackbeard, he's not 4-0. Nigga, I'm not counting a fight where Kurama wasn't even conscious enough to throw a punch. So we're just gonna toss that fight to the side and move on to his final match against Karasu. Karasu starts the match trying to intimidate Kurama, who's unfazed. My nigga is locked in. He pulls out a rose and makes the petals scatter on some Byakuya Senbon Zakura type timing. And watch my guy pose when he sets up his attack, or farming whenever he gets the chance. Karasu walks right into the storm of petals, not moved by Kurama's attack at all. He starts blowing the petals to bits until nothing's left, leaving Kurama speechless. Seeing his guards down, he blitzes in, appearing right behind bro, trying to grab up on him. Pause! Not like that. He's trying to grab Kurama because he can detonate whatever he touches. And Kurama, not trying to get boomed, is leaving this nigga like he hears Ultra Instinct theme music in the background. Kurama jumps up into the air and swings his rose whip, only for it to get blown to pieces on impact. Karasu tells him it's pointless and rushes in again. But if you ask me, what seems pointless is Karasu trying to land a hit. Cause just like that nigga Toya, Karasu misses every single attack he throws. Bro goes a whopping 0 for 47. Then he hits a nice little maneuver to catch Kurama lacking and still misses, making that 0 for 48. But as Kurama jumps back, an explosion suddenly goes off on his arm. Apparently, Karasu doesn't even need to touch Kurama to set off an explosion. This man can have piss poor aim, shoot Ben Simmons percentages, and still make the shot? Ref, do something! This nigga got aimbot! Kurama tries running towards the other side of the ring, which now that I'm really watching these matches back, why does this nigga do this so much? Like bro, where are you running to? The ring is only so big, and it's not like you can leave, but that doesn't matter. Because before Kurama can get wherever he was trying to get to, he's cut off by Karasu, who sets off another explosion, this time on Kurama's leg. Got my guy in bad condition. Bro actually hitting the Vegeta pose, arm grab and all. Karasu, ready to end this fight, starts forming his energy into a bomb and chucks it at Kurama, who can only throw his hands up in defense as he eats a stick of demon dynamite to the face, covering the ring in a massive cloud of black smoke. Just when it looks like it's over for Kurama, the smoke starts changing color as demon energy begins to flare, revealing Kurama once again in his Yoko form. And at this point, you already know, Kurama's about to aura farm when he transforms. Watch bro pose as his fit blows in the wind he created. Karasu's not rocking with Kurama styling on him though, so he sends 2 more bombs, which Kurama counters with a pair of roses. The two stare each other down before Karasu decides to take things up a notch, creating an even larger number of bombs and shooting them all at Kurama. Kurama dodges out the way, or so he thought, because we find out from Karasu that the bombs will keep following Kurama until they eventually hit their target. Kurama is completely unbothered though, he keeps weaving every bomb with style, even starts giving Karasu a little lesson about plants, which Karasu is definitely not amused by.
I have no interest in gardening.
Kurama finally lands back in the ring, only to be surrounded by a whole swarm of bombs. Looks like he's got nowhere to go, got Karasu thinking the W is basically secured, so I know Buddy was flabbergasted when Kurama flared his demon energy and wiped out every single bomb in an instant. As the smoke clears, we see Kurama surrounded by the Ojigi plant, the same plant he was giving Karasu a lecture about like a minute ago. And if Karasu values his life, he better hope he was paying attention. The Ojigi plant starts chasing Karasu, who manages to avoid the first attack, but as he tries to create distance, more vines start sprouting from the ground, cutting off every possible escape route. Karasu, realizing he has no other option but to scrap with the giant demon fly trap, jumps and weaves through its attacks, forming a bomb in his hands and yeeting the thing directly at it, landing a direct hit, setting the Ojigi plant on fire. But watch the carelessness. Bro tries to aura farm instead of staying alert, and the plant catches him lacking in that split second. It snatches him up and starts crushing him, mass falling off and everything. The Ojigi plant keeps squeezing until Karasu's entire body is engulfed, seemingly packing him up and securing Kurama the victory. In fact, the announcer even goes ahead and states Kurama won.
It looks like Karasu's been soundly defeated and the winner of the first match is Team Urameshi's Kurama!
Okay, so right there, it's very clearly announced before anything can interfere that Kurama won. The same exact thing that happened in the Kuwabara fight. The opponent gets taken down, doesn't recover in time, gets announced as the loser, but somehow, for some reason, they still get to keep fighting after the decision was made? Rap! They're not following the rules! These niggas cheating! Anyway, as Kurama's walking off, we see a light come from the Ojigi plant as it explodes, revealing Karasu, alive and well. If you ask me, this dude should be disqualified. But nah, I guess fuck the rules. The two stare each other down before Karasu makes the first move. On some Kirby type shit, he starts sucking the air around him, causing his hair to change color. This nigga a Super Saiyan now? He explains that he's internalizing all his energy, basically turning himself into a walking bomb. This nigga think he's Cell? Back in the ring, Karasu flies into the air and dives straight down towards Kurama, triggering a massive explosion. Bro actually wipes out like a quarter of the crowd NPCs. As the smoke clears, we only see Karasu, who starts laughing maniacally, assuming he won, but my guy Kurama got roach level durability, because this man crawls out the rubble, back in his normal form. Karasu walks up to him, talking crazy, saying he should start praying, cause he's about to have people putting his initials in their bios with angel wings. But Karasu must not realize, Kurama is still with all the smoke, because bro pulls out a rose from behind his head. Only problem is, he's completely out of juice. He can't even summon his Rose Whip, but that doesn't stop him. No Rose Whip, no problem. Karasu can still catch these hands. Kurama rushes in, throwing punches and whiffs every single one.
Way off, it's the side of the backboard.
I can't be getting on your opponents for going 0 for it if you're gonna follow it up with just as trash a performance. Kurama, no! After going about 0 for 27, Kurama finally gets a clean shot in, catching Karasu off guard, sending him sliding back. And you already know Kurama's already thinking one step ahead. But too bad for him, Karasu's learned his game by now. We see him remove a seed Kurama tried to plant during that earlier strike, and he detonates it. Out of the ground, a metal arm shoots up, grabbing Kurama's leg and revealing a bomb at the end, which detonates, completely cooking Kurama's leg. I mean, meat so tender it could fall off the bone type cooked. Even so, Kurama still wills himself up, but the second he does, he realizes he's surrounded by bombs. This dude Karasu is really spawn camping him, just waiting for bro to get up so he can blow him into oblivion. As Karasu walks him down, he starts detonating the bombs, one by one. Got Kurama sitting at like 10 HP. Knowing he's only got one last shot, Kurama's got something in the tuck. Karasu detonates the final bomb as Kurama collapses, but he's not done. Kurama survives that last hit with a single hit point left, just enough energy for one final attack. As Karasu fires off one more explosion, Kurama simultaneously sprouts one last plant aimed right at Karasu's heart and lands a direct hit, packing Karasu up, but using the last of his life energy in the process. Or at least that's what he thought. Turns out, thanks to transforming into his Yoko form earlier, Kurama had some leftover energy, allowing him to survive and win the fight.
And the official announcement says, the winner of match 1 is Karasu!
Huh? Yeah. So Kurama ends up getting hoed out of his win in the finals, cause apparently now the tournament staff wants to start following the rules. They say Kurama was down for more than 10 seconds, so he loses the match, but Karasu can be completely unresponsive, trapped inside a demon plant, hear Kurama get announced the winner, and still come back like nothing happened. This some bullshit! But I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. So with that, Kurama finishes his Dark Tournament run with an impressive 4-1 record, which we all really know is 5-0. Like bro, they really gave the W to a dead nigga. Be so for real. Alright folks, that's all for today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And the question for the day is, Kurama or Kurama? Who do you like better? Drop that in the comments. And until next time, peace.